First set will be played on Bel'Shir Vestige. Spawning in the top left-hand position as the yellow Protoss playing for CJ Entis, their ace Protoss player. His name is herO.
His opponent spawns in the bottom right position of the map. Blue Protoss playing for Samsung Khan. His name is Jangbi.
That's Jangbi really just improving a lot over the second half of the Pro League season. You know, at first he was looking kind of weak, kind of similar to a lot of the other great Protoss players from Brood War that weren't really performing up to par in StarCraft 2, but he's been, I think, one of the first older guard Protoss players to really make a shift and a change there.
Yeah, Jangbi's one of these players who was in a huge slump, but once he started understanding the game once again, he got into OSL. He won 2 OSL back-to-back the last 2 Brood War OSL, so that's the reason why he had a little late start when it comes to StarCraft 2. But once he started understanding this particular game, he made it into WCS. He's doing fantastic in Pro League with 32 wins this season.
He still has to prove it to me that he got what it takes to win another individual title, but he has proved himself in Pro League, I believe, as one of the best Protoss players out there. And one of the cool things about Jangbi is that he has a very aggressive style against Terran and actually against every race, really, to be honest. But he does it in like kind of a little bit of a different way than everyone else. He's got a lot of little unique styles and quibbits in his play.
And usually if a Protoss player decides to do it, the Zerg opponent or the Terran opponent defends against the attack, they go for a counter-attack and easily defeat the game. Not the game, but his opponent. But Jangbi, he knows when the pressure is going to work, and that's only when he decides to go for the pressure. If the harassment is not going to work, he doesn't warp in any Zealots at the proxy pylon.
Indeed. He knows, Jangbi knows what he's doing, basically, is what we're trying to say here. He's a champion, and he's continuously improving here. herO, though, is certainly a solid player himself. The guys are 1-to-1 head-to-head. So it could go either way here. There's no distinct advantage for either of these guys at this point, I feel.
Yeah, and I remember one of the matches was on Cloud Kingdom, a base race between the 2 players, and now we have the rivalry. Before the season is over, we're going to end it today. herO won, Jangbi won. Who's going to get the second win, and who's going to be ahead of their opponent before the season is over?
Indeed. CJ herO actually making multiple rivalries. Remember against his doppelganger herO from EGTL, who unfortunately he lost to. I think now he's down 0-2 or 0-3, I believe, against the EGTL herO.
Now, Jangbi is currently boosting out his Stalker along with the Mothership Core. His opponent also doing the same build at this point.
herO not committing? Oh yeah, he is committing to the Mothership Core. We'll have that out very soon. Things looking very even at this point. Jangbi going to try to do a little bit of scouting with the Mothership Core. Same for his opponent herO.
And he does throw up the Twilight Council for himself, as this is going to be his tech choice. Jangbi, however, we don't see any additional tech from him. He has the gas saved up, but with the number of minerals, I expect him to go for the Nexus, and there it goes down.
All right, Jangbi not afraid to go for the fast expand build here. Really, what we've seen in PvP more recently is you go for the Twilight Council or you go for that fast expand build. So these are the 2 very common openings, probably the most common ones that we're seeing in this day and age here.
Yeah, and even the players who stay aggressive, they found a way to delay the Nexus or deal nice economic damage against their opponent, even if the Nexus is finished and even if the Nexus cannon is up. So now it's really up to Jangbi to defend against what herO has. He knows. For starters, he's trying to send out a probe to the 3 o'clock position. He's going to build a proxy pylon over there, but he also needs to double confirm that his opponent is not going for a fast expansion.
Certainly. We do have the Robo on the way. Oh, nice pylon positioning for herO. It's going to allow him to reinforce a lot quicker. Jangbi, with his pretty much patented at this point forward pylons for aggression. He's getting additional gateways here as well, and will eventually get the Immortal to help defend against the blink timing. That's about halfway done. So Jangbi, he should be safe against this attack. herO may try to press the issue here, but if Jangbi defends, he will be ahead.
Yeah, the key point is saving the Mothership Core and making sure you throw down the Nexus Cannon at the perfect timing. If you throw it down too early, then you're going to allow your opponent to go for the second attack, and after the Nexus Cannon is down, and that is going to finish the game.
Okay, so Blink about the finish. He may actually just blink into the main base here, but Jangbi, he's got his units in a really solid position between the main and the natural. The Stalkers, are they going to blink up there? The Observer sees everything as well. Jangbi must react perfectly here. He's going to put down the Nexus Cannon. There we go. At the natural, they're going to scare away those Blink Stalkers, and we may see them swing around into the main base, but look at Jangbi, man. It looks like he's prepared. His Immortal is out as well now. And the Stalkers, here they come. They're going to blink into the main from the look of things. And there they move in there. Jangbi, though, completely ready. He's got its units in perfect position for this attack. But Time Warp going down on the Stalkers and Sentries. Their forward blink on the Immortal. That's actually terrible for Jangbi here. He didn't want that. Losing this Immortal is going to hurt him a lot. Now the Blink Stalkers from herO, they're able to do a critical amount of damage to Jangbi's units here. They're still looking like herO has a nice edge here as far as units go, but the Immortal is now out with the... It looks like with the probes, he does manage to defend here, but almost out of units. 6 Stalkers to a Zealot and a single Immortal with a Mothership Core defense.
Yeah, well, he needs to make sure the Immortal is still alive, and well, he needs to pull the blows and micro back the Immortal. He cannot lose this, but the blink finishes the Immortal, and suddenly Jangbi does not have any units. In fact, if you look at the units tab, he only has 25 probes and 1 Observer.
I think that Jangbi going for the Observer before Immortal has hurt him a little bit here. A bit, I guess, misreading his opponent's build. The Immortal's out, and that should scare away the Stalkers for a little bit here. Jangbi out of economy. The probe count looking very similar as well. It looks like, all right, yeah, 21 to 20. Jangbi, he needs to buy a little bit more time. The Immortal, if it falls, that could be game here. The Immortal, it ends up getting picked off. We don't have another one in production as well, so now these additional Stalkers, GG is called. herO with some excellent micro and decision making defeats Jangbi in the first set on Bel'Shir Vestige.
Yeah, going for the Observer first did hurt him a lot as those Stalkers just ripped apart on the first Immortal. Imagine if he had 2 Immortals in that army composition, he would have ripped apart on the Stalkers and defended against herO easily with the probe pull.
Also forcing the Nexus Cannon at the natural, and then attacking the main. Very smart for herO to do that as well. Pretty much kind of preventing the advantage of the Mothership Core there. So now we do have